Man, look at the size of that beet, 4-incher. There's that bed. I mean, I've been using these beets since July or August. I've got a layer here. I'm just going to put some newspaper down. Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and it's raining outside and I got to move quick as my camera gear is not really covered. But we got a couple days of, I think tomorrow night or the next night it's going to get down to -7 Celsius. And I have not harvested these beets. There's beets in this garden and they have not been harvested. So I've never left it this long to harvest beets. But I am out of time. I got to stop. Like the time for procrastination is over. These need to be harvested right away. So I'm harvesting them today. So I thought I'd just do like a very rushed beet harvest. So these will have to be, some of these will be stored, and some of these will be pickled, right? But I thought I'd just, this is kind of a video about procrastination, and sure, some of these beet greens can be used. Man, look at the size of that beet. Yeah, so I shouldn't have waited this long to do this. I just kept putting it off, and we've had such a mild fall that it sort of facilitated my procrastination. But it's really not the end of the world because I'm still getting a nice crop of beets. Now for the next few weekends, I don't know if you've ever had roasted beets, right? There's ways we cook them. I like to roast them. I also sometimes I peel and slice them. What I do is, you can cut them into 1-inch chunks, toss them in a bit of salt, pepper, and oil, and roast them in the oven for about an hour. That's one way to do it, and that's good. But another quick way to do it is to just peel them and slice them and put them in the microwave, believe it or not, for you use the potato setting, and however many beets you have in there, you sort of think, how many potatoes worth of beets is that? So you slice them all up, and you slice them fairly thin, like let's say 1/4 inch or like 1/2 centimeter thick, right? In slices, and you arrange them on a plate, and you do up enough that you think would for me, I have a family of 4, so it's enough to feed a family of 4. Notice while I'm doing all some weeding a little bit too, there's the odd weed in here. I don't know what this weed is, but it's fairly, that one won't come out, but fairly aggressive weed of some kind. Man, look at the size of that beet, 4-incher. Anyway, you slice it up, you lay it on the plate. You might want to put a little bit of vegetable oil on the plate, and just put it on the potato setting for, think of the volume of the beet, how many potatoes that would be, right? So for like enough beets to feed 3 people, I usually do like the potato setting 3, the setting for 3 potatoes. That's sort of how mine works. Anyway, after it's been like that, and then you just throw it in a fry pan and saute it with a little salt and pepper for about 5 minutes. And then you put about 1/2 cup of water in there, 1/4 cup of water, put a lid on, and let it steam for, maybe, there's another one I missed. Let it steam for about 10 minutes. And then it's just leave the cover on until it's time to eat. And that's a quick way to prepare the beets. Rock there. Anyway, there's that bed. I mean, I've been using these beets since July or August, right? But now it's December, they all have to come out. I don't want these to get a hard freeze and be be ruined by the cold temperatures. So I mean, it was I planted these sometime in April or May, and I've been harvesting them since July whenever I need beets. And now look how much I've got, right? This is probably about 2 gallons, right? What would that be? 8 liters, 9 liters worth. About half of this I'll can as pickled beets. The other half I'll just leave as whole beets, the same way I store my potatoes and my carrots, in a cardboard box on the floor of my garage. They get a bit soft over time, but they still taste good, right? Here's some footage of me putting them away. I find the big ones keep a lot better than the small ones. And just sort of clip away. I mean, this is what I do. Anything that's sort of hair-like that you think will attract moisture, I tend to remove. Right, it's humid where I am. I'm in my garage. Look at the temperature. It's about I'd say it's about 7 degrees Celsius in here. If you don't know what that is in Imperial, look it up. So Google it, man. Don't complain that I'm using Celsius, just Google it, all right? I'm in Canada. We got both temperature ranges here. I guess looking at the thermometer, and it has both on it. I guess that's around 50, 40. It says 40 something. So I guess it's 40 something Fahrenheit. I don't know Fahrenheit that well. Anyway, I find the ones that are big store better. This one's got a chunk taken out of it, so I'll put that aside. The smaller ones tend to go soft faster. And even if they do go soft in storage, it's not that big a deal. They still taste good. I mean, when you cook beets, you don't eat them crunchy anyway, you eat them soft. And if they're a bit rubbery when you take them out of storage, it's really not that big a deal. Just peel them and cut them up and cook them like you normally would. If you think they're too soft to peel easily, just drop them in boiling water for about 10 minutes. And as long as you remove the ends, the peels will slip right off, generally speaking. It's like the lazy man's way to get the peel off instead of using a peeler, is to just drop them in boiling water. I've almost got one layer here. I'm just removing anything that looks basically furry to me, because that'll gather water to itself. At least that's my experience. And notice these are covered in dirt and stuff like that. I don't worry about that at all. I think it actually helps them store. Alright, so I've got a layer here. I have room for one more. Let's put this guy in there. Let's see here. Look at that. There we go. Yeah, okay. So I've got a layer here. I'm just going to put some newspaper down. Now someone's going to say, aren't you worried about the toxins in the ink in the newspaper getting in the beet and getting in you? No, I'm not. Oh yeah, that one's already damaged, right? The beets have a peel. When I cook them, I'm going to remove the peel. And by the way, most newsprint, the ink is vegetable based as far as I understand it. So, you know, I don't really worry about it that much. Maybe I should, but I worry about things I've got a reason to worry about. If there's no reason to worry about stuff, I just go about my life. I gotta change knees here. I'm starting to seize up on that side. Great thing about being in your late 40s, you can only kneel for so long on one side of your body. Your body starts giving up. So basically, all these good ones will go in storage, and all the sort of smaller ones will get used up. Yeah, I think these, I think I'll put this one in, but the rest of them I'm going to save. So this is the amount left over, right, these ones here. That's enough for like 2 weekends of like nice meals. Half of this would be a side dish for a meal for me. We love beets. All right, so the rest of these just go in storage. More newspaper here. They're going to stay on the floor of the garage, which is a very constant temperature. These don't keep forever, like this. Right? They keep a couple months, right? So use them up, right? They don't keep as well as potatoes, for instance, right? I find beets, parsnips, and carrots, they all sort of keep the same, right? They keep good for about a month, and after that they start getting more and more rubbery. So what is it? It's early December now. I should plan to use these all up by the end of January, which won't be a problem. We love beets. We like them just sort of steamed and sauteed on the side. I like making the sort of famous Eastern European dish borscht, like a beet soup. And I love pickled beets, of course. But anyway, I just stick them in the box like that. You put some sort of weight on top of it to hold it shut, right? Leave it on the floor somewhere dark and take them out as you need them. That's all you got to do to store beets. Anyway, yeah, a rainy day, the last half hour of light, and some really cold days, cold snap coming. It's, you know, now when I say cold, this isn't typical. Typically it would have been the kind of cold that's coming in a couple tomorrow or the next day. We would have already had plenty of days like that. I mean, it's December, right? So the season's almost like a month behind in terms of typical daytime and nighttime temperatures. So it's you know, a perfect storm for someone who's prone to procrastination. I kept saying, oh, I'll pick those beans tomorrow. I'll pick those beets next week. I'll pick them the week after that. Oh, it's still warm. I kept looking at the temperatures thinking, maybe I can do it tomorrow. But I was just looking at the temperatures yesterday, and it's like it's going to be like -2 during the day and -7 overnight. I don't know how much those beets can take, right? Some plants can take really cold nights. You know, your carrots, your parsnips, they don't mind that sort of stuff. As long as the ground doesn't freeze, you can still get them out, they'll be fine. But beets, if it gets cold enough, they sort of get soft, and it compromises them. So it's time for these guys to come out. I've had the tarp over them, protecting them from hard frost and stuff like that, but this is the latest I've ever harvested beets ever. But I mean, that's a nice beet. So I got away with it this year. Probably not the best advice, generally speaking, but anyway. I hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. And until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.